What's up? I got my Space Ranger Academy shirt on this morning. It's Friday, so going a little more casual. If you're on social media and doing anything and getting people's attention, right? Where if we're running business on social media, our goal is attention grabbing headlines, copy to get people to convert to sales. But there's a flip side to this. The more your offers convert and the more engagement you get, the more positive engagement you get directly equal amount of negative. You get as much positive as you want in negative engagement. It comes in. Rude people, mean people. I get them on my social media all the time. Clients we work with, you should see the comments that people give to people that are so giving of their heart, so loving. They have some of the best content and materials, and yet people are so rude in the comments on social media. And oftentimes when somebody does that, we have to have compassion, seek to understand more than being understood. And so for me, this is usually somebody that is insecure, worried. They get a sense of power when they leave a comment like this that's rude. And so often I will not engage. I don't comment back. I don't engage. I also, unless they're swearing or really just being mean to other people, I don't delete the comments either. I just ignore them. Oftentimes we'll have other people come in and comment back, but if you don't play the game with a bully, if you don't engage, they don't win. Oftentimes when we engage with a bully and tit for tat back and forth, they actually feel a sense of, oh, I got this person, I got this random person on social media to respond back. I got them to jump and do something. I got them to fight back with me on this. You got to let it go. You got to not let it touch you. But many times the words that people say, we get so worried that their words have power. We believe that their rude words have power. Listen, unless you give them that power explicitly, they don't have power. I understand that a lot of people have experienced that, words do have power in their life. And when other people say rude things, it hurts. I understand that. We have to get to a place where if we're going to reach the level that we're called to, the rude comments roll off of us and they don't stick. They don't become sticky. And the best way to do this is you literally just ignore the bully. You don't play the game. That's what they want you to do. That's the game they want you to play. They feel important, a sense of like being special when somebody engages back with them. They get a sense of, I won, when we engage back with a bully. And so the best thing to do when somebody leaves rude comments on social media, now I'm not talking if somebody's getting in your face and being violent with you, yeah, push off, leave, get help. If somebody's being violent with you on social media, do that as well. But oftentimes rude comments, they're just snide remarks we don't like. Don't go back and forth with a bully. Don't go back and forth arguing with a bully. Just ignore them. Let it go. If they continue and they start spamming with rude comments, block them. If it's just one rude comment, I'll oftentimes, again, leave it up. And my followers will comment back. Because my worth is not found in what they say. I there were a couple that came in this last week that they did hurt a little bit. And then I asked myself, why did that hurt? Well, because I'm letting other people get in. There was no truth behind their comment. There was nothing even relevant to my life in what they said. They weren't somebody that I would look to for advice at all. And even then, we get to choose whose comments we let into our life. When you get out there on social media, when you start getting traction, you are going to get equal amount of rude and mean people. I'm not saying this like a declaration. I'm just saying this is literally the facts. When you get the positive attention and you start getting the positive engagement, equal amount of negative comes in. It's a polarity that happens because you're attracting those two things. And so engage with the positive, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, and don't even play the game with a bully that gets rude with you. That's my biggest piece of advice. Now, when you get off, sure, you're not engaging, but maybe you might be beating yourself up or feeling bad when somebody leaves a bad comment. I understand this one. And the best thing is we have to remind ourselves who we are, our identity, Is this somebody that I would listen to, pay attention to if I was sitting in a room with them and asking them for advice? Now, sometimes you might say, yes, possibly. And I actually had to work through this one. There were a few people that they would say comments to me, I've gotten on the phone with. And in the past, I would have looked to them for advice. But now I don't. Just because somebody's made $30, $40, $50 million, if they're going to get on the phone with me and be rude and condescending and completely invalidating for no reason when I offered help, that's not a person I'm really going to take that comment from, especially if we just met 2 minutes ago. Okay? So in that, you get to pick and choose who you're going to listen to. You get to pick and choose whose advice you take. I hope that this advice is one that you can take. I hope that I can be somebody that can kind of give you good advice. The other thing is don't let the critical words of another person become your own critical words that you say over yourself. That's a big one. Sometimes we will take on what other people think because it resonates with the critical nature that we're feeling over ourselves. We're being self-critical, and so that person validated how we've been self-talking to ourselves. And that's a check you got to have. That's the check that I had in my heart when I let those comments hurt me. I was like, man, is that a way that I'm being critical of myself right now, that I'm talking to myself? And I realized, yes, it was. Yes, it absolutely was. This is what my deepest, darkest kind of, being critical of myself type thing. We have these thoughts that we would never say to anybody else, that we would never publish on social media, but we speak them to ourselves. And oftentimes it's a repeated pattern of the words we've heard other people say. And for some reason, we believe that they were justified in saying it at some moment in time. And so we take those words on as our own. Don't let that happen. Don't let them win. Don't let a bully win in your life. You get to choose the story. You get to choose the rhetoric. You get to choose what words you listen to. You get to choose what words you program your mind with, what words you repeat over yourself repeatedly. And if you need help with this, just spend some time writing down some power statements. Write down some declarations. I am lovable. I am powerful. I am respectable. That's a big one right there, right? Especially if people disrespect us, we feel that we're not respectable. But the truth is we are. Those people got no power in your life. They don't have respect for themselves. And that's why they go out there hurling this stuff on other people, because they want to validate themselves where they're at. That's not critical. That's just the truth. You want to know how I know this? I'm going to expose myself a little bit here. Years back, 3, 4, or 5 years ago, I used to be the one posting rude comments. That's how I know. That's how I know. Because I was that person. And I know how much I was hurting at that time. I know how much I was hurting. That I just wanted attention from that person I was posting rude comments from. I just wanted their attention. And that's all that happens when a bully comes and starts posting rude comments. I had felt so insecure and so hurt about myself years back that I had to go and puke it up on other people. And as soon as I discovered who I am, who God made me to be, I stopped doing that. I stopped giving power to other people when they would post it. I stopped letting those words get in. Man, I have clients we work with. People leave some of the worst stuff on their posts. I'm serious. It is so bad. And I talk to them and they're like, you know what? I blow them a kiss and bless them. That's what they say. That's what my clients say. And I was like, wow, that's really good. And so that's what you got to do. When somebody leaves a rude comment, bless them. Pray a blessing over their life. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it get in. Don't let it validate the negative story that you might be telling yourself. Listen, if you're somebody that has allowed the words of other people to get into your life and keep you stuck, it's time to start choosing today what voice you're going to listen to, what story you're going to continue paying attention to, and not allow the words that what other people post on social media to dictate your life. Ignore, bless them, move on. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.